Hi there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for March 2025. I cleanse your space and meditate on your cards. If you're interested in skipping straight to the tarot reading and not listening to the astrological forecast for the month of March, please have a look in the description box down below where I listed a few timestamps and where you can find where the tarot reading actually starts. But we're starting with the astrological forecast for the month of March, and we're having quite a few conjunctions in the month of March. Mainly with the planet, our moon. And our moon is all about emotions. It's a little bit about femininity, beauty, and the subconscious, but it's mainly about our emotions and different aspects then, depending on how or what is conjuncting with, or having a conjunction with. But we're starting on the 1st of March with a conjunction of Moon and Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication, adaptability, mentality, look, mind, and how we share our thoughts. And it's going to unite our thoughts and feelings, making us really good communicators and deep diving into our own spiritual connections. But it's asking us not to live in our heads too much and only expressing ourselves when we're not feeling too emotional. Not when we're feeling explosively angry or overly anxious or, very and deeply in sadness. It's asking us to balance that before we actually start communicating, or even diving into and seeing what our emotion is trying to communicate with ourselves. On the 2nd of March, we have a conjunction of Moon and Venus is the planet of love, beauty, and balance. And it can bring a blend of beauty, emotional depth, financial ease, but also challenges in emotional stability. And this conjunction has already happened one time this year, and that happened when the moon was in the sign of Pisces, a highly intuitive sign. And this time as well, the moon will be in the sign of Pisces. So it's asking us once again to connect with our intuition and our own depth, and with the love of Venus and our emotions, really having a deep look into what our own subconscious is trying to tell us and speak to us through. 3rd of March, we have a conjunction of Mercury and Neptune. Mercury, like we said, is the planet of communication and mentality. Neptune is the planet of inspiration, magic, illusions, spirituality, the subconscious, fantasies. It also intensifies intuition and compassion, and it makes us focus and shift our thinking and our communication onto spiritual topics, mysteries, and secrets. It's an ideal time to really dive into creativity and creating things, but also into occult studies. Don't expect to find your answers in one thing only though, and if you are interested in connecting with the beyond or the spiritual side of life and our existence, make sure that you are taking care of yourself and your space. The sun is at this time in Pisces and is going to aid us and guide us into getting in touch with that. Make sure you're also grounding yourself plenty at this time. I can't stress this enough, so you don't feel lost. That's a key ingredient there. On the 6th of March, we have a conjunction of Moon and Jupiter is the planet of principles, growth, expansion, adventure, healing, good fortune, miracles, and wisdom. And it's another conjunction that will aid us in steering our course of life into a higher alignment. This event could also bring harmony and balance into our lives, but also success in aligned careers, spiritual growth, intuition, financial gains, and good health. On the 9th of March, we have a conjunction of Moon and Mars is the planet of masculinity, the warrior, courage, strength, ambition, impulsiveness, but also a bit of aggression and confrontation. And it can make us a bit impulsive, a bit angry, overreactive, stubborn, but on the silver lining here is that it will bring some sense of innovation. It will make us innovative. So make sure that you ground your feelings before you are expressing them. On the same day, we also have a conjunction of Venus and Mercury. So we have the feminine Venus and Moon together with Mars in the stars. So it's going to be throwing us into a bit of a whiplash of avoiding confrontation or getting things out of our system right now. So Venus and Mercury is asking us to instinctively avoid confrontation and instead share innovative ideas with a clear perspective and communication, sharing and a willingness to broaden the horizon of success. On the 14th of March, we have a full moon in Virgo, and it's going to be with a total lunar eclipse. Safety and emotions are connected to order and clarity, and a sense of need to organize anything that is distracting and chaotic. It's a good time to really cleanse out those things from your house or emotional, I don't want to say garbage, emotional things that you've been carrying around for a way too long time. It's time to release those things. Focus on being tolerant and accepting imperfections, and allow things not to always have to live up to your expectations. It's going to be quite a hard one for us to collectively really wrap our heads around, I think, but this energy will be quite intense, and you will be feeling this probably a few days before the full moon and probably a few days after, kind of lingering in that a bit. On the 20th of March, we have Neptune at a solar conjunction, and is also the spring equinox at the same time. And we're starting the new astrological year with a heightened sensitivity to vibrational energy, since Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and this is the last day of Pisces before the sun starts moving into Aries on the 21st of March. So I don't really believe in coincidences. We're starting the new astrological year. We're really finishing the old year and starting the new year with a heightened awareness of intuition and vibrational energy. On the 28th of March, we have a conjunction of Moon and Saturn is a planet of discipline and structure, you know, the harsh father almost. Have a look, and this is once again happened one time this year, so it's asking us to once again have a look at what we can do about it and how it's affecting us. So really have a look on how your structure is impacting your emotions and how your emotions is impacting your structure. Make sure life demands are not weighing you down too much, but if they are, have a look at what you can change in order to realign yourself. Make sure to start meditating if you've been meaning to take this one up, because it's a great time to combine this with the emotions along with the structure of Saturn together in a meditation. On the 29th of March, we have the new moon in Aries, so we have the sun and the moon propelling us into April, and we really want to start get going with our intentions. Pivot, lean into discomfort if you need to. It's going to be a great teacher. Aries is a fire sign, and the fire has the power to destroy or to blaze paths for new growth and fresh beginnings. And that's really the astrological forecast for the month. There's a few other things happening, but these are the main things that I thought I'd bring up. Like I said, I cleanse your space, and I did meditate on your cards, and I got a feeling of almost like it's time to release something here, Libra. It's kind of like a pulsing energy that you are sitting on right now, waiting for it to let it out. But I will cleanse the space with you one time before we get started, and you will be hearing 3 loud sounds, and I will begin now. Thank you so much, Libra, for being here today. Yes, so this meditation I had before your reading, it was also like you were covering yourself up, kind of like with a quilt or something, and reeling something in to port. I almost got like a watery, like port or something like that, bringing that into port. I don't know if that means anything to you, if you're interested in boats or whatever. Maybe there's something in this message for you, but that's really what I was getting. Covering yourself, maybe like as a protection, or if you're being cold, if you feel like you've been left out in the cold, it's like you're covering yourself somehow. I felt like it was mainly like for protection, but maybe it's a protection from the cold. Take that as it resonates. But also this reeling in is what I'm getting. So let's have a look at your spiritual animals for the month of March. Could you please guide Libra for their highest good, Spirit? What do they need to be aware of the month of March? Which are their spirit animal? We have the otter, we have the dragonfly, and the swan. So you're getting at least 2 water signs and one sign that is connected to your air sign here. So dragonflies are also having a deep connection with water, even though they are an air sign. So I'm going to have a look at the otter. They're so cute. Swans are living in pairs, so it might be a loving time for you, but it's also some sort of a reflection here. And it's also going in the same kind of color scheme here, the blue and the green with a hint of yellow in. So I don't know if that is meaning anything special to you. It's funny that you have the water sign there as well. So there's a lot of triangles going on. So let's see what the guidebook says about these. So let's start with the otter since it came out the first. So the otter is unobstructed joy, playfulness, and contentment. Perhaps the most joyful creature within the animal spirit deck, the otter represents absolute bliss. Otter energy is the playfulness of a child available to us at any age. They have a giddiness and reverence for life itself without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism. Imagine yourself with a little bit more otter energy. What would life look like? What would it take to bring you there? The otter card begs these questions and wants to transport us to that precious place as soon as possible. The celebration awaits. When it's in balance, it's full of love and needs nothing. When it's out of balance, it's gloomy, sighs, and makes silly excuses. To bring this into balance, you might need a dance party or some sort of celebration. Right. Let's continue on with the swan here. And the swan is all about effortless creativity, sensitive, mystic, and elegant power. The swan represents heightened creativity. In Hindu mythology, the goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us there to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. An inner voice is awaiting to be heard, and an inner wisdom likely to be revealed. When it's in balance, it has infinite creative power. When it's out of balance, it's agitated, snippy, and lacking vision. To bring it into balance, you need solo time and writing. So I've got two cards there talking about solo time. The dragonfly is a master of light, illusion, and the mind. The dragonfly is an ancient and ethereal creature that awakens a sense of wonder in all. The dragonfly is a symbol of the mind, as it is always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. When the dragonfly card appears, it's worth considering the quality of your mind and perception. Are they restless or still? Dreamlike or crystal clear? The situation at hand may be different than it appears at first glance, and the dragonfly reminds us to calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. When it's in balance, it sees clearly, joyful, and it's magical. When it's out of balance, it can't concentrate and has a busy mind. To bring it into balance, you need to focus on the breath. I'm also feeling like dragonfly has a lot of spiritual meaning when it comes to signs. So maybe that will be signs that you are seeing. You might be seeing a lot of dragonflies. I'm also getting like the swan always lives in pairs, and they are mating for life. So that's why I'm getting there as well. It is a bit of a transformative energy as well that's talking about light and dark in my world. But please have a little search for any further information about these spirit animals. But we also want to have a look at what this reading will be about, what March will be about for you, Libra. And just a general theme really for this reading. And you got Pluto, endings and regeneration. So that is all about transformation of energy. You also have Jupiter, which is talking about expansion, prosperity, and growth. It's also 7 + 2, which is 9, an ending of a cycle. And if you listen to the astrological forecast for the month, Jupiter is getting into a conjunction with the moon on the 6th of March there. So there might be something in there for you. But please have something. Oh. You also have sublimination and spiritual magic. You got the eagle down there, which is all about freedom. It's also an airborne creature that is connected to air, which is also you. It's funny because Gemini also got that one. So it's about freedom and spiritual magic and connecting with yourself. We also have Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. It's about sexual alchemy, and it's also about the number 8, which is karma, and also has to do with money, but also strength. Sexual alchemy, or the second chakra, is also what this reminds me of, is about creative energy, and we already have this speaking here. It's what you're creating with. Okay, thank you so much. Is there any other cards that Libra needs to hear? You have Mother Earth connecting you. Connecting you to Mother Earth is quite important, being grounded in this at this time. We also have 2 hummingbirds there, which is also airborne, which is quite interesting there. So you have kind of the air connecting with the earth and into the ground, and really grounding yourself. Could be a good time to do that if you're into spiritual magic or into any occult studies. There is some great time here. We also, oh, that's quite a lot of top cards. We have Black Moon Lilith in Leo. Allow your light to shine and be proud of yourself. You also have the number 5 there, which is all about change. We also have Eve, Divine Feminine Awakening. 1 + 4 is 5, so that's another change. Maybe you see 5 throughout the month. Some dragonflies. It's about also awakening your inner goddess and awakening your divine feminine side, the softer side. You also got Neptune. It's another planet this month that is taking a lot of space, because mainly we will be in the sign of Pisces as the soul as we're moving through March, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune. So it's all about magic, imagination, and illusion. Thank you so much, Spirit. So this is the main theme here for the month of March and for this reading. But we're going to start having a look at the past energy here for Libra. What is the past energy that they are bringing into March? What do they need to be aware of? Might have been some good times for you here, Libra. We have the Sun, which is connected to also to Leo and fire. And it's all about joy, success, and celebrating. It's about positivity, the conscious mind, overcoming any obstacles or fears. From the subconscious, it's about attainment of knowledge. Maybe you've been going to school, taking some courses, illuminating what needs the light, and see positives in the situation. So you've been having quite a good time, and this is the energy that you bring into Mars. We want to play a little bit further on that. I'm just going to move this over a little bit. Thank you so much. What is any hopes and fears Libra might be having for the month of March? We have the Hierophant, and it's the number 5. So it's talking about change here. And it's all about traditions and conformity, moral and ethics. And, you know, what's tried and true is valued, and it's not time to stray from the path. Maybe you're a little bit scared that you need to continue on in these ways that you've been doing, like you feel a little bit stuck, or maybe even scared about trying something new. The pursuit of knowledge or a spiritual guide is like it's being, what is the word? It's being, it would be positive if you did that. So maybe doing some studies or finding a spiritual guide, or even finding the spiritual guide within yourself. It's about finding belonging with people who accepts you for the true you, versus trusting inner wisdom over external dogma and control. And it's about freeing yourself to pursue a new approach. So this is connected to Venus, and Venus will have some energy going on in the month of March. Hopes or fears. So I feel like you're really hoping on moving forward and having a balance between that. You've been doing things over and over and you know it's working, but it's time for something else. The moon is all about the subconscious, illusions, secrecy, intuition versus illusion. It's coming out in the reverse. Maybe you're feeling like you are being a little bit stuck because you don't know what to follow. And really the only suggestion I have here that is really cropping up is journaling and writing and having a dialogue with yourself, because these spirit animals are like popping up in the back of my mind here. So that really connecting that. And it also has some water there with the crayfish. And I feel like since there's so much water going on here, you really want to start looking into that to get over any fears of it being, oh, maybe this is not the right choice for me, or maybe this is that or the other. It's good to either take a few steps to see what the action is leading you, or to take a few steps into yourself and start communicating with your gut feeling. That's what I'm getting. The present energy for Libra. Whoop. We have strength. Thank you so much. So strength is also connected to Leo. It is connected to fire and the sun. And it's funny because in the beginning, when I did the fire signs readings, I felt like the entire month of March was going to be a month of fire versus water, or water versus fire, or like integrating those sides. And at first I really thought it was going to be because we have mainly March being in a water sign, being in Pisces, and then going into Aries, but it feels like it's getting into different sides of our lives as well. But she is holding this lion like this, and the lion is not scared, she's not scared, and who in the right mind would hold a lion like this? But they are actually having a trusting relationship and a very special relationship with each other. You also have a lot of flowers on her. Flowers are really hard to grow in the tarot. You have the infinity symbol, which is also connected to the number 8 and karma and strength. So that is what's going on here. So I feel like you will be tapping into your strength here and start trusting and having a little bit of compassion. And you know, it's not a force, but it's at a balance. You know, you give and you take, and you know, you start having a bit of compassion for yourself, and that sets the foundation for your compassion towards others. And I feel like maybe this is exactly what you're stepping into right now, because you also have the 6 of Pentacles into the reverse. And the 6 of Pentacles is about a journey towards harmony. And it's a card about charity and generosity and sharing. You give and you receive. And it's about also compassion and understanding breeds you generosity. And, you know, the position of having the upper hand is changing at any time. But since this came out in the reverse, I feel like maybe the juice is not worth the squeeze. I feel like maybe this is about a job. That's why you're looking at going into any further studies to change your career or to get even further in your career. I feel like this have not been any balance in giving and receiving. And there might have been some lacking in compassion and understanding, and this is not, it's been stopping your journey towards harmony a little bit. But it's like you're tapping into this strength instead, which is about the compassion. So I feel like you kind of don't want to give up hope about it, but this has been like an underlying energy right now. And you kind of want to step away from it, or shift it, or make sure that you're getting as much as you're giving out. And you know, I feel like you know that you deserve the giving as you are, or the getting as you're giving out. What's the crossing energy here for the present moment for Libra? Could I please have a... You wanted to come out. I saw that. It was like a little hint. So the Tower is all about a sudden upheaval. It has to do with pride, disaster. But really what it is about breaking structures that needs to be broken in order for you to rebuild on a stronger foundation. It's like tearing down everything up here that is not really built stable, tearing it down to where it's actually stable again and rebuild on that. It can be quite a heavy thing to go through, and you have a lot of major arcana cards here, so it might be a bit of a big life experience or something that is constantly like in an undercurrent throughout the month of March. But it's about almost like a phoenix rising from the ashes. You don't really, it's also saying that you don't really need to fear the lesson, you just need to be willing to learn from it. And resilience, you can find your hidden resilience when you're going through these really hard times and when you're going through the ruins. But that's when you can also find the material that you need to rebuild anew with a greater insight on how to actually do it. So that is the crossing energy here. So the Tower can be both good and bad depending on how you see it, but it might actually be time for you to take some of that old structures that you built that you can see this is not longer working and it's not going to hold up in the long run. It's time to take some of that back, like knock it down and just start afresh. That's really what I'm getting there. What's going on in Libra's conscious mind here? What do they need to be aware of, or what are they actually aware of throughout the month of March? What are they working towards? Where is their mind going? Okay, so maybe you feel a little bit like you put so much work into it and you are kind of starting anew and it was kind of a waste of time. I will go through what the card means, but it will give you some sort of emotional fulfillment. So we have the Eight of Pentacles here, and the Eight of Pentacles are about, the eights are about transcendence of energy, which we have there as well. And the number 8, since it has to do with the Pentacles, education is talking about apprenticeship, achievement. The universe creates through me, and it's you know that the importance of hard work, and you understand that you will achieve some new skills to change your circumstances into something better, embracing growth and avoiding stagnation. But I feel like since this is into the reverse, maybe you feel like I've done so much education already, or I've been spending so much time creating in the environment that I'm in, so it feels like almost like a waste of throwing it away. But on the other hand, I feel like you see that this will bring you a lot of more emotional fulfillment, if that makes sense. You have been stuck in this stagnation, and you need to start realizing you need to actually start moving, and you need to actually make a choice. What's tried and done has been working, but is it actually what you want to be doing? Is it actually what you need in your life right now? That's what I'm getting. And the 9s are about it's some elements of isolation, but it's also about heightened awareness. You can see this man here, he's sitting here, he's collected so much knowledge on and so many cups there that he's very happy and content with, and he's talking about comfort and emotional stability and knowing your worth and not taking you for granted. It's about finding fulfillment from within. So that's kind of what I feel like you're picking up on, that this is a good thing and you are seeing the positive sides from that. What does Libra need to know about this 8 of Pentacles into the rest? What do they need to hear? I usually use this deck if there's any keywords that you can be using for working with any energies. And it's talking about here, like it's a confirmation here, weighing up options, multiple priorities, choices, multitasking, and decisions. And what you need to actually be moving away from is overcommitment, disorganization, inability to commit, and struggling to juggle. So I feel like it is about weighing up options here, and you have some decisions there to make. is also about talking about disharmony, misalignment, working alone, poor work quality, office politics, ego, competition, lack of teamwork, and conflict. And maybe that's why you're feeling like there's options that is presented in front of you, that some of them will actually give you some or maybe even any of them will give you a greater emotional fulfillment than the one that you are in right now. And I support you, Libra. I know you're going to get some really good decisions here, and you are all, that's also probably why you need to connect a little bit with yourself to make sure that you need to do whatever you need to do, but you also need to allow your light to shine and end and regenerate and create anew. And don't feel like you've been spending so much time or energy or effort into something and that you just need to throw to the side now. It's more of can you look at it on how you have learned from it rather than what you will actually lose. What's going on in your subconscious, in your unconscious? What are you not aware of? So Seven of Swords is about it's about waiting in a higher purpose. And this card is about deception, trickery, turning a blind eye, being tactical. Is a question about survival mode versus thriving, because you know that this man is stealing these swords from the enemy, so it can't be used against him. So that's kind of what you need to be aware of, being a bit tactical and asking yourself if you want to stay in your survival mode or if you want to allow yourself to thrive. I feel like we've got another card I want to pull on here. What else is going on in Libra's unconscious or the subconscious? What do they need to be aware of? What is stopping them or actually drawing them forward or pushing them forward? Oop. The Ten of Cups. So I feel like you're very much aware that there might be some emotional fulfillment here, because in your conscious mind you have the Nine of Cups, but in your subconscious is actually the Ten of Cups. So the tens are always about maximum expression, and it's about peace, contentment, emotional fulfillment, belonging, a deep sense of unity and I am love, deep sense of community, and from love you also heal. So I feel like this is kind of like a business reading. I'm not saying that it's only like that. Maybe it's a relationship that's been draining you a little bit and you're just ready and done with. But I feel like since you're coming in with such a positive energy throughout, it's kind of like you all have already wrapped your head around this a little bit. Maybe not fully, or it might be panning out in the month of March. But I feel like you are ready and you are okay, and you made kind of peace with that you need to do something about the situation. So it's not like it's going to be, it might be a bit of a tower moment crossing here, but it's like I told you before, it's completely your attitude towards it. And since your attitude is so happy and emotional fulfillment, you just need to be a little bit smart about how you go about things. And I feel like that's what you're also picking up on here. And what steps do I need to take in order to for it not to hit me in the face, basically. But the tower moment is here, but it's your attitude. And since your attitude is already so positive, I don't feel like it's going to be too heavy on you, even though there might be some transitional energy that you might be working through. What is your attitude towards the month of March? What is Libra's attitude towards the month of March? How are they feeling about it? Oop. The World, okay. It is, maybe I was a little bit too fast for you to say, or to say that you have embraced it, because the World is about fulfillment, harmony, and completion, and the sense of I belong. It's a card of absolute unity. It's the last one of the major arcana, and you have so much major arcana. So it's kind of you completing this cycle in your path to completion. And it's about absolute unity, perfection, accomplishments from inner and outer energies, and it's welcoming joy and celebration you know, due to achievements and learning, but it's also inviting a closure and awaiting the start of a new chapter in your life. It's kind of like you all might not be feeling like this chapter is just ready yet. It might not be a chapter that you're ready to just close just about now. Why is Libra not ready to close this chapter just yet? Thank you. So the reason why you are not closing this chapter just yet is about, I'm going to read both the negatives and the positives so you can take what is resonating with you. It's about, since it came out into the upright, I'm going to read the upright first, but it's about divine love, deep soul connection, choice, harmony, relationships, value alignment, unions, balance, unity, and romance. But we also have self-love, imbalance, disharmony, breakup, arguments, discord, bad choices, conflict, detachment, and indecision. I feel like since this came up in the upright, we will be focusing on these positive ones. So maybe you're not ready for this new chapter because you have more choices to make or more value alignment that you need to look at. You might be having some more unions, business relationships that you need to sort out before you actually start leaving this behind. It's like you need to be tactical about this. This is what's popping up again. You also got a lot of golden cards here, which is great. So that's what I'm feeling. It's also a card that's connected to Saturn, which I'm also getting a little bit of discipline here. You just maybe need to sort a few things out before you can actually start closing this chapter and be ready for a new one, if that makes sense. Because I have another card describing the world here into the reverse, about maybe you feeling like you're not ready for a new chapter yet. You just want to finish what's going on, because it is in the position of you here. Maybe there is some travels that is being delayed for you, and that might be a little bit upsetting. You also have the 9 of Pentacles into reversed, which is about labor and getting rewards, and you feeling safe and you can see your value, and it's about self-control equals reward. So maybe you're feeling, since it's about Saturn there and a little bit of discipline, I feel like maybe you feel like you need to work on something else before you can actually reap the rewards that you're doing. You also have the 4 of Wands, and the 4s are about stability and consistency, and the 4 of Wands is about community, home, celebration, and peace after hard work, family and community. And I feel like since that is in the reverse, that maybe you're not feeling like you have accomplished this yet, and it's kind of like a little bit on hold here. And you also got the moon again there, but it came into the upright. So, you know, the moon once again is about the subconscious and illusion, and you don't know if it's into your intuition or your illusion speaking to you. So you just need to actually start connecting with yourself and with your emotions to get into that and start taking small steps. But it's like you need to, your attitude is like you're not getting this fulfillment and feeling like I belong. It's might also be like you feeling like you need to postpone this shift a little bit, and because you need to be a little bit tactical about it. Yeah, okay, thank you so much. I will step away from that energy. I'm truly grateful. The environment around Libra, I actually just need to get something here, and I'm wondering if Spirit could let me know what's going on in the position of Libra here, their attitude towards what? Towards the month of March. And you're getting it's time to take action. We have the new moon in Aries on the 29th of March. So that is perfect time to actually get going with a few things. And I feel like that might be around that time. You also have nothing will come from the situation. And maybe that is about you being stuck, or maybe you're trying to hold on to something before you actually start allowing yourself to get to this fulfillment. You also are getting your hard work is paying off. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, so get Saturn, Saturn, Saturn here. So it's about discipline and hard work. So that is what you need to hear. So I feel like you know what I'm talking about here. You are stopping this fulfillment and this I belong somehow, or you don't feel like you belong, but you're hoping for something, you're postponing something, and maybe you're feeling that nothing will come from this situation. Maybe that's what you need to hear there, and it's time to take new actions to not feel too stagnant. Okay, thank you so much. The environment around Libra. What is the environment? Your environment is a bit stingy. That is what we're getting here. So the Four of Pentacles. The fours are about stability and consistency. And this is about conservation, security, and frugality. But you need to realize that I am safe, I am stable, I have enough. Since this came into the reverse, and he's holding on to this pentacle, he's balancing this pentacle in his head and he's standing on it. It's like he's holding on to it. So the environment around you is very stagnant right now. That's exactly what we've been picking up and talking about. It's time to actually move forward, and I feel like you also getting some confirmation here saying it's time to take action, and nothing will good or nothing will come of this situation, but realizing that your hard work is not in vain, kind of. What is the short-term outcome for the month of March for Libra here? What can they look forward to? What do they need to be aware of in the short-term outcome? Short-term outcome could be, it's another four. And the short-term outcome can be days or weeks or months, and it's about four here. And fours, once again, is about stability and consistency. It's about community, home, gathering, celebration, and celebrating your accomplishments. And peace after hard work is about family and community. We already talked about this. This came out into the reverse. So maybe there is some more things that you need to put into work here before you can actually start celebrating. Or maybe I feel also the reverse in my mind is also about inner work. You need to allow yourself to celebrate your accomplishments. That's what I'm getting. Could I have another card explaining Four of Wands here? I really feel like this is about you allowing yourself to celebrate if you're coming out from a hard time, because, you know, that is an achievement as well. Five of Cups. Fives are about change and possibility. This card is about loss and grief and disappointment. He is crying over these three spilled cups, but he can't see the ones behind him. You got a bridge over water here. This one came out into the reverse. So I feel like you start seeing what is still actually around you rather what you've actually lost. And I feel like this is really about looking inwards and allowing yourself to celebrate and getting into contact with that. But since you are starting to realize here as well, this might be coming together actually, that you still have so much left, even though you lost something, or you might have seen it as losing something rather than gaining some freedom or whatever. This will go into the upright as you're working through this energy and allowing yourself to take some space in your own heart, if that makes sense. What do they need to know about this Four of... How can they help them? How can Libra help themselves when it comes to loving themselves? So what you need to leave behind when it comes to that is you need to leave behind confusion, stress, miscommunication, mental blocks. Rethinking an idea is really popping out to me. Poor judgment, dishonesty, hostility, arguments, and destruction. And what you need to focus on really is breakthroughs, truth, new insight, new idea, vision, focus, mental clarity, and success. And that's how you will be able to celebrate yourself, focusing, having a vision, mental clarity. And this is also allowing you to actually not cry over what's actually been spilt, but rather seeing what you still have left. Yeah? Can I have a long-term outcome for Libra's month of March? So you have the Page of Swords, and the pages are always about new opportunities and new experiences, and the swords are all about the intellect and thoughts. So the Page of Swords is about curiosity, a little bit of a restlessness, maybe even having a pause to recharge your batteries so you can throw yourself into something of maybe even higher learning, new course. There's more to know, more to learn, but this time with a bit of purpose. And the Page of Swords is eager to share and has a lot of enthusiasm and loves a bit of planning. So you might actually be knowing that you're getting into a course that you've been applying to, or maybe that you're getting into a new job that will allow you to learn new things and makes you a little bit excited and allows you to have a bit of enthusiasm, and you will able to start planning ahead again rather than feeling like you've been stagnant. And it will be very uplifting, I feel, throughout the month of March as you're working with this energy. So that's really what I'm getting there. Okay. Is there anything Libra needs to hear that we not covered in the reading that they need to know about the month of March? Could you please guide them for the highest good? The past, dark moon, the past. Maybe it has to do with you. I feel 2 snakes are on there, and the snake always needs to shed its skin. So it's about ending and regeneration, like we did talk about with Pluto here in the beginning, and creating, if there is a dark past, because I feel like the dark moon is connected to the past, like how can you turn that into a bright future? Allow your light to shine there, Libra. Is there anything else that Libra needs to hear for the month of March? I really feel like I need to change to this one. Thank you so much. What does Libra need to know? It's a time for healing and regeneration, like we just talked about. Healing from the past. You have a time to give rather than to take. So maybe that is giving into new opportunities here, and a new romantic cycle begins. So giving and receiving when it comes to yourself there, and when it comes to a new relationship. Thank you so much. This also really is what it's talking about here with your emotional fulfillment. Maybe it's not only a job, maybe it has to do with a romantic connection here. And maybe you feel like in the month of March that you're stuck in a relationship where it's going nowhere. Maybe it's time to actually heal from that, and nothing will come from that situation, and just take actions onto something new instead. And you will gain so much emotional fulfillment from that and realize what you're getting. This is nothing that is going to come at you or out of nowhere, probably for the majority of you in the month of March. It's just reading the energy that's already there. You also have communication is key. Communicating not only with a partner, but with yourself. And I've felt directly that this color is almost the same like it is on these cards. So it's about communication with yourself. Okay, thank you so much. I just feel like there is something left here. We'll do this one. Is there anything else that Libra needs to hear? You have a new moon in Libra. This is you as well. Romance for Libra. Break the chain. Ancestral pattern, healing and rewriting the future. Okay, it was done there. Thank you so much. And also, I feel like there's some kind of phoenix energy going in here as well. We have projection, your spiritual gold. So see how you are projecting yourself into the world here. We also have 44, which is 8. Once again, you're getting an 8. Projecting your spiritual gold. So see how you are projecting yourself onto others and therefore see that dark, maybe that has to do with your past and how it is projection going on. Please have a little look at what that could mean for you. If something resonated with you, please leave a like and please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, and hopefully you can consider subscribing to the channel, and then I might be able to see you in April. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Bye bye.